Long ago, the powerful demon, Lord Varvatos, grew tired of his lonely life. He had become so strong that nobody saw him as a normal person anymore. Wanting to experience a true friendship with someone who could treat him as an equal, he decided to use reincarnation magic and start a new life. 10 years later, Varvatos was reborn as a boy named Ard Meteor. Unlike his previous life, Ard was born to an ordinary family. Although magic had become much weaker over the centuries, Ard's new body was naturally strong and athletic. On his 10th birthday, when his parents asked what he wanted for his future, Ard secretly wished for only one thing: to make real friends. However, making friends proved much harder than he expected. He tried talking to groups of boys and girls in the village, but every attempt ended in failure. Frustrated, Ard often released his anger by destroying monsters in parts of the nearby forest. One day, the village mayor, Hyde, advised him that being kind and respectful was the key to making friends. Ard followed the advice, but still couldn't connect with anyone. While hunting monsters in the forest, Ard heard a young girl crying for help. He rushed over and found an elf girl fighting an ancient wolf. The girl easily defeated the beast with powerful magic. Believing he had found a potential friend, Ard tried complimenting her, but his awkward words only made things worse. When he finally asked her directly to be his friend, the girl tearfully rejected him and ran away. Later, Ard discovered that the girl was actually Irina, the mayor's daughter. She had become lonely and withdrawn because of constant bullying and gossip. Despite meeting her several times afterward, Ard's attempts to befriend her continued to fail. Everything changed when a large group of goblins suddenly attacked the town due to a malfunctioning dungeon core. During the chaos, Ard learned that Irina had gone into the mountains alone. Fearing for her safety, he immediately flew off to find her. Deep in the mountains, Ard found Irina surrounded by goblins led by a powerful hobgoblin. Just as she was about to give up hope, Ard arrived and effortlessly defeated every monster. After rescuing her, the two finally opened up to each other. Realizing Ard genuinely cared about her, Irina accepted his offer of friendship at last. Years later, their friendship had grown much stronger. One morning, Irina surprised Ard by climbing into his bed and excitedly suggested that they enroll together in the Academy of Magic. Ard enrolls in the prestigious La Ville National Academy of Magic. Upon arrival, he and Irina meet Headmaster Gold, who warmly welcomes them. Since Ard's heroic achievements during childhood were already well known, he is exempted from the practical entrance exam and only needs to take the written test. Unfortunately, Ard completely fails the exam, or so he thinks. Gold explains that Ard's answers were actually far beyond modern magical knowledge. His solutions were so advanced that they could revolutionize magic itself. To make matters worse, Gold publicly announces Ard's incredible talent and reveals that he is the son of the legendary heroes Jack and Carla, instantly turning him into the center of attention. While everyone is amazed, a mysterious figure secretly watches from the shadows. As Ard and Irina head to class, they are quickly surrounded by students hoping to become friends with them. However, they soon witness a young succubus girl being bullied by a noble student named Elrado. Claiming that the girl belongs to a servant family under his house, Elrado insists he has the right to treat her however he wants. Irina immediately steps in, and Ard demands that Elrado apologize. Instead, Elrado challenges Ard to a duel. Their teacher, Olivia, arrives and surprisingly allows the duel to proceed. Ard becomes nervous because Olivia seems suspicious of him, and he fears she might discover his true identity as the reincarnated demon Lord Varvatos. The duel begins with Elrado launching powerful fire spells at Ard. Despite Elrado's confidence, Ard effortlessly blocks every attack with barriers. In the end, Ard overwhelms him with a powerful Giga Flare spell and wins the duel. Afterward, Elrado is forced to apologize, and Irina reassures the succubus girl that she can rely on them whenever she needs help. However, Olivia is more interested in something else. She notices that Ard used 2 spells at the same time during the battle. When she questions him, Ard desperately makes up an excuse. Olivia remains unconvinced because the technique, known as double casting, is considered a lost art in the modern era. Though she lets the matter go for now, she promises to uncover the truth later. The next day, Olivia assigns the students to groups and gives them a dungeon mission. Seeing that the succubus girl is all alone, Irina invites her to join their team. The girl introduces herself as Ginny Finn de Salvin, and the 3 set off together. Their task is to hunt and skin black wolves, but Ard and Irina accidentally burn the monsters with fire magic, ruining the pelts. Feeling useless, Ginny apologizes and reveals how years of bullying from Elrado have destroyed her confidence. Wanting to help her, Ard offers to personally teach her magic. Although Ginny initially doubts herself, Ard introduces a completely new technique called script magic. He teaches both Ginny and Irina how to use it. Before long, Ginny begins mastering the technique and finally starts believing in herself again. While exploring the dungeon, the group suddenly falls through a trapdoor and lands on a deeper floor. There they encounter a dangerous Minotaur. Rather than immediately defeating it himself, Ard uses the battle as a lesson. With her newfound confidence and script magic, Ginny successfully defeats the Minotaur, proving her strength. Back at the academy, the group submits the Minotaur's horns as proof of their accomplishment. Although rumors spread that Ard used script magic, he denies everything. El Rado once again mocks Ard, but this time Ginny stands up for herself and fiercely defends him. Irina joins in by humiliating El Rado in front of everyone. Just when Ard thinks the day is finally over, Olivia stops him. With a suspicious smile on her face, she tells him that they need to have a very long conversation. Headmaster Gold and Olivia ask Ard to participate in a major student battle tournament that will be attended by the Queen herself. However, Ard immediately refuses. Gold tries to convince him by explaining that the tournament could help the Academy receive a larger budget, but Ard insists that competing simply doesn't fit his personal ideals. Olivia then makes a strange comment about having a younger brother who once said something similar before reincarnating without her permission. Her words make Ard nervous since they seem oddly connected to his secret identity. To avoid suspicion, he reluctantly agrees to think about joining the tournament. Later, Ginny approaches Ard and shyly asks him out on a date. Ard accepts, though he asks her to stop calling him Mr. When she refuses, he suggests she call him Artie instead, and she happily agrees. Before they can leave, Irina suddenly appears and insists on joining the date as well. Ginny doesn't mind, and even jokes that Ard should build a harem. After learning what a harem is, Irina immediately rejects the idea. The trio spends a day together in town and begins by watching a stage play about the legendary demon Lord Varvatos. As the story unfolds, both Ginny and Irina cling closely to Ard while he sits there awkwardly, wondering why the play portrays his former life so inaccurately. After the play, they head toward a restaurant, but Ard overhears several suspicious cloaked individuals talking about the Queen. Sensing trouble, the group secretly follows them into the sewers. There, they discover a mysterious magic circle and realize something dangerous is happening. Before they can investigate further, they are ambushed. The cloaked group reveals that the entire situation was a trap designed to capture them. Their leader activates the magic circle and engulfs Ard in flames. Believing they have won, the enemies are shocked when Ard emerges completely unharmed. Ard instantly destroys the magic circle and defeats most of the attackers. Cornered, the leader reveals his true form as a demon and uses a powerful lightning spell to escape through the ceiling. Ard chases after him to the surface. Once outside, the demon takes what appears to be a little girl hostage, causing panic among the townspeople. However, Ard quickly sees through the trick and reveals that the hostage is merely an illusion. With the crowd watching, he defeats the demon using a powerful spell called Flash of Babel and saves the city once again. The citizens cheer for him as he is lifted into the air as a hero. The next day, Ard, Irina, and Ginny are summoned to meet Queen Rosa. Since Irina already knows the Queen, the meeting begins on friendly terms. To everyone's surprise, Rosa suddenly offers to marry Ard. Completely caught off guard, Ard immediately rejects the proposal. Even so, the Queen is impressed by his abilities and promotes him to the prestigious Pentagon class. Instead of asking for personal rewards, Ard requests a larger budget for his academy. Moved by his selflessness, Rosa grants both the budget increase and the title. Elsewhere, the mysterious cloaked organization discusses their recent defeat. Although their attack on Ard failed, they remain confident that their true objective will soon be achieved. As Ard's reputation continues to grow at the academy, many female students begin showing interest in him. One student even confesses her feelings, but Ard politely turns her down and suggests that they remain friends instead. Before the situation can go any further, Irina steps in and interrupts. Meanwhile, Headmaster Gold discusses the upcoming battle event with Instructor Jessica. Gold is frustrated because Ard refuses to participate in the tournament and has even rejected opportunities to become an instructor. Confident she can change his mind, Jessica decides to handle the situation herself. That night, things become even more chaotic. Ginny visits Ard's room hoping to spend time with him, while Irina, still upset about all the attention Ard received from other girls, eventually heads there as well. When she arrives, she misunderstands the situation and becomes furious. This sparks a heated argument between Ginny and Irina, with both girls blaming each other for the growing tension surrounding Ard. The argument escalates until they decide to settle things with a duel. Ard immediately intervenes, forcing both of them to calm down and apologize. Just as they are about to make peace, Jessica suddenly appears and proposes a solution. They should compete in the Academy's upcoming battle event. She also reveals that participating could help Ard become an instructor. While the girls are initially reluctant, Jessica successfully convinces them to join. On the day of the tournament, the event attracts a huge audience. Special guest commentators include Baron Weiss, along with Ard's parents, Jack and Carla. While Weiss provides professional analysis, Jack and Carla constantly embarrass Ard with their overly enthusiastic commentary. As the tournament progresses, Irina enters the arena and faces a powerful opponent. Thanks to the script magic she learned from Ard, she overcomes her difficulties and secures victory. Match after match passes, and eventually the finals are set. Ginny versus Irina. Before the championship battle can truly begin, disaster strikes. Demons suddenly appear throughout the audience and attack the spectators. At the same time, more demons begin causing destruction outside the arena. Ginny and Irina quickly work together to defeat the demons attacking them. However, they struggle against a massive crystal golem created by the invaders. Baron Weiss steps in and destroys the monster, saving everyone. Just when it seems the situation is under control, a shocking betrayal is revealed. Jessica suddenly attacks Weiss and exposes her true identity as Elzard, the frenzied king of dragons. Elzard declares that her true objective is Irina. Ginny immediately tries to protect her friend, but all of her attacks are effortlessly blocked. After the attack on the academy, Baron Weiss is seriously injured and taken to the infirmary. Ard personally heals him, and once Weiss regains consciousness, he confirms the terrible news. Irina has been kidnapped by Elzard, the frenzied dragon. Without hesitation, Ard declares that he will rescue Irina no matter who stands in his way. Far away, Irina finds herself trapped inside a magical prison, bound by powerful restraints. She begins having nightmares about her childhood. In her dream, she reveals her true identity to Ard, only for him to abandon her. The dream reflects her greatest fear, that Ard will reject her if he learns the truth. Soon after awakening, Irina is confronted by Elzard. The dragon reveals her true plan. Irina is to be used as a sacrifice for the Orphan of Chaos, a monstrous being whose purpose is to summon countless evil gods into the world. Elzard intends to plunge the entire world into destruction simply for her own amusement. When Irina insists that Ard will come to save her, Elzard cruelly claims that he would abandon her if he learned her secret. Those words only deepen Irina's fears as preparations for the sacrifice begin. Back at the academy, Ard prepares for the rescue mission. Ginny offers to accompany him, but Ard gently refuses and instead asks her to prepare dinner for when he and Irina return home safely. His confidence leaves Ginny speechless. Arriving at the enemy's location, using overwhelming power, Ard unleashes a devastating 9-cast spell that wipes out every monster in the area. He then frees Irina from her restraints while Elzard watches from above. Realizing her plan has failed, Elzard decides to reveal Irina's greatest secret. She announces that the surname Alahide is fake and that Irina's true family name is Laville. More importantly, she possesses the bloodline of the evil gods themselves. Elzard expects Ard to be shocked or disgusted by the revelation. Instead, he simply shrugs it off. To Ard, none of that matters. Irina is still his friend, and nothing about her lineage can change that. Enraged by his response, Elzard attacks with powerful lightning magic. Ard effortlessly nullifies the attack and counters by launching a magical spear that appears to destroy her. However, Elzard survives and reveals her true form, a gigantic dragon. The battle immediately escalates as she unleashes a devastating purple energy blast. Ard protects himself with powerful barriers while Irina watches in amazement. Realizing the fight requires more power, Ard enters a second battle phase. New armor materializes around him, and his appearance changes as his hair turns silver white. Armed with his enhanced power, he finally unleashes his ultimate spell, Ultimum Zero. The attack completely overwhelms Elzard and brings the battle to an end. With the dragon defeated, Irina is finally safe. Seeing how far Ard was willing to go to protect her, she is deeply moved. Rather than relying on him forever, she decides that she wants to become stronger herself so that she can stand beside him as an equal in the future. Far away from the academy, a girl named Slyphy finally completes what she believes was 3 years of training inside the Phantom Forest dungeon. Excited to reunite with her beloved sister Lydia, she leaves the dungeon and enters the outside world. However, the moment she reaches the city, she is completely overwhelmed. She hides in an alley where a mysterious masked man approaches her. The masked stranger reveals a shocking truth. Slyphy wasn't gone for 3 years. She was gone for 3,000 years. Although Slyphy pretends she already knew, she is clearly stunned by the revelation. The man then explains that the demon Lord Varvatos died long ago, but has since reincarnated as a young boy named Ard Meteor. He also suggests that if she wants answers about Lydia's fate, Ard is the person she should speak to. Meanwhile, back at the academy, Headmaster Gold gathers Ard, Irina, and Ginny to discuss the upcoming school festival. Since the academy needs more funding, he hopes they will help attract visitors and raise money. Gold also reveals a disturbing threat. A letter written on human skin has arrived from a dangerous organization known as Lars Al Ghul. Because of this threat, he wants Ard to participate in the festival while secretly helping patrol the school grounds. Although Ard would rather stay out of the spotlight, Ginny and Irina immediately volunteer, both themselves and Ard, to help. Not long afterward, Ard is suddenly confronted by an angry Slyphy, demanding answers. She asks why he reincarnated and where Lydia is. Before Ard can respond, Irina steps forward and offers to duel Slyphy in his place. When Slyphy hears Irina call herself Ard's friend, she becomes strangely interested and asks if they can be friends as well. Irina immediately rejects the offer, which only causes the situation to escalate further. Eventually, Olivia approves a duel, and Ard reluctantly agrees to fight Slyphy himself. The battle quickly proves that Slyphy is no ordinary opponent. She possesses immense magical power and pushes Ard harder than most enemies have. Even so, Ard eventually gains the upper hand and wins the duel. Refusing to accept defeat, Slyphy summons a powerful magical sword and unleashes an extremely dangerous spell. Ard successfully blocks the attack with a barrier, but before she can continue, Olivia steps in and ends the fight. Later that day, preparations for the school festival continue. Ard and the other students gather to decide what kind of play they should perform. During the meeting, Slyphy nearly starts another argument after encountering several arrogant noble students who boast about how much money their class will make during the festival. During the school festival, Ard and Irina pretend to be a couple while secretly patrolling for a possible attack from Lars Al Ghul. Their mission quickly becomes chaotic when Slyphy causes an explosion and accuses an elderly man of being a demon. Luckily, Olivia arrives and explains that the man is innocent and works at a restaurant she often visits. Later, Ard and Irina visit a giant tree where the third demon lord, the great sword king Laville, supposedly sealed a mysterious treasure long ago. Curious about what lies beneath it, Ard questions Olivia, but she cannot reveal the truth. Instead, she changes the subject and announces that both she and Ard have been entered into the school's sword battle tournament. Back at the classmate cafe, Ard finds Slyphy smashing through a wall after a student touches her inappropriately. After calming the situation, Ard is treated as a customer. Soon, Irina arrives and ends up dressing as a maid herself, leading to a hilarious rivalry between her, Ginny, and Slyphy. During the commotion, the tournament's grand prize is announced, a replica of the legendary Holy Sword Vault Galgus. Hearing this, everyone becomes even more determined to compete. Ard faces Olivia and defeats her using a clever reflection spell that launches her completely out of the arena. However, because the spell is considered forbidden, Ard is disqualified. Olivia is unable to return in time and is forced to forfeit as well. At the same time, Irina defeats Ginny in their match and advances further. As the tournament ends, a mysterious masked man watches from the shadows, seeing how events have unfolded differently than expected. As the day of the school play arrives, Irina is extremely nervous about performing in front of everyone. Ard tries to encourage her, but she remains anxious. When the play finally begins, it reenacts the legendary battle of Varvatos from thousands of years ago. The story flashes back to the past, where Varvatos and his companions prepare to launch an attack on the enemy fortress. While discussing their strategy, the next day, Slyphy's unexpected traps completely turn the battle around. Her explosives devastate the enemy forces and create an opening for Lydia to defeat Varvatos. Unfortunately, Slyphy admits she planted traps everywhere without remembering where they all are. Furious, Varvatos punches her for being reckless. Back in the present, the play ends successfully and receives a huge round of applause. Although Slyphy forgets several lines during the performance, Ard quietly helps her get through it. Slyphy approaches Ard and tells him that after she wins the sword tournament, she wants him to meet her alone at the Sword King's tree. Naturally, everyone assumes she plans to confess her feelings. During the tournament, Slyphy shocks everyone by effortlessly defeating Irina and advancing to the next round. That night, Ard arrives at their meeting spot while Irina and Ginny secretly watch from distance. However, instead of confessing, Slyphy suddenly reveals glowing red eyes and declares that she intends to kill Ard. She exposes the shocking truth that the tournament prize, supposedly a replica of the Holy Sword Vault Galgus, is actually the genuine legendary weapon. At the same time, she summons Argus, giving her 2 legendary swords. After chanting a powerful spell, she transforms and launches a fierce attack against Ard. The real culprit is soon revealed to be the mysterious masked man. He had manipulated Slyphy by revealing Ard's true identity as the reincarnated demon Lord Varvatos and used magic to twist her emotions. Even when Irina and Ginny rush in to help, they are completely overwhelmed by Slyphy's power. Realizing the danger, Ard finally unleashes a form similar to the one he possessed in his previous life. Even with his immense strength, he struggles to stop Slyphy without hurting her. Just when the situation seems hopeless, the voice of Lydia reaches Slyphy and breaks the mind control spell affecting her. The masked man then steps forward and takes control of both legendary swords himself, attempting to finish Ard. However, Ard easily overpowers him, cuts off his right arm, and destroys his control over the weapons. Defeated, the masked man is seemingly erased from existence. After the battle ends, an even greater surprise is revealed. The spirit of Lydia has been residing within Argus all along. She briefly reunites with Slyphy, finally giving her beloved disciple the chance to see her one last time. This emotional reunion brings peace. While traveling to their school trip destination, Ard finds himself squeezed between Ginny and Irina inside a carriage as the 3 casually play cards. Suddenly, time freezes around them. Before they can understand what is happening, the carriage falls into a strange abyss and the group is swallowed by darkness. They awaken in a mysterious white void where a young boy greets them. The boy introduces himself as a god and explains that a dangerous being is disrupting the balance of multiple worlds under his supervision. He asks Ard and his friends to eliminate this threat. Before they can ask more questions, they are sent away. When they wake up again, Ard immediately realizes something shocking. They have traveled thousands of years into the past. Believing the quickest way home is to meet Varvatos and deal with a mysterious enemy, Ard leads the group forward. Along the way, they encounter a beast woman being chased by a deadly monster called a death stinger. Ard effortlessly defeats the creature and saves her. Moments later, Olivia appears and thanks them for rescuing one of her subordinates. To test their strength, she releases an overwhelming aura. Ginny and Irina instantly collapse under the pressure, while Ard remains completely unaffected. The next day, Olivia asks Ard to join her forces in the war against powerful outer demons. Ard agrees, but only if Ginny and Irina are accepted as well and if they're allowed to work under Verta's faction. Although Olivia dislikes the second condition, she eventually agrees. After changing into clothes suitable for the era, the trio visits Verta's research facility. However, the building suddenly explodes right in front of them. To their shock, Verta casually emerges from the flames, celebrating the success of her latest experiment. Even more surprising, Verta appears as a young girl despite being one of the legendary heroes of history. Using her incredible magic, Verta instantly rebuilds the destroyed facility. She quickly realizes Ard's group comes from the future and is delighted by their situation. After hearing their story, she agrees to help them return home. In exchange, she demands to accompany them to the future, a deal they reluctantly accept. While staying at Lydia's villa, Ginny enjoys a relaxing bath. At the same time, Ard is visited by one of Lydia's attendants, Latimer, who informs him that he and his friends will remain at the villa for now. After she leaves, Ard quietly reflects on a painful memory from his previous life, the fact that he was ultimately forced to kill Lydia. The next day, Ard, Ginny, and Irina accompany Lydia's army to the battlefield. Ard quickly realizes they have arrived at the historic Battle of Aurelia Plains. To avoid standing out, he reassures Ginny and Irina that their armor will help them blend in with the soldiers. Once the battle begins, the trio is assigned to guard the army's supply lines. Everything seems normal until enemy soldiers launch a surprise attack aimed at destroying the supplies. Their leader, Bolgan, confidently approaches intending to eliminate Ard's group. However, Ard effortlessly defeats him with a single spell. Meanwhile, Lydia's forces successfully breach the enemy fortress. Soon afterward, Ard, Ginny, and Irina are escorted to the Demon Lord's massive castle. The sight leaves Ginny and Irina completely speechless. The legendary Demon Lord personally welcomes them and leads them into his throne room. Unlike the arrogant ruler history often describes, this Varvatos appears calm and tired of the endless flattery from his servants. Later, Verta analyzes the situation and proposes a shocking theory. The past they entered may belong to a different timeline or dimension from the one Ard originally came from. This realization helps Ard connect the pieces together. The mysterious being disrupting history and the Demon Lord they were told to eliminate may actually be the same person. Unfortunately, defeating this new Demon Lord will not be easy. The group soon marches toward the territory of Mevelas, the Curse King. Hearing that name shocks Ard because Mevelas played a major role in the tragic events that eventually forced him to kill Lydia in his previous life. Then the true enemy finally reveals himself. Emerging from the burning stronghold, a mysterious Demon Lord appears before the army. After effortlessly killing Mevelas, he boldly declares war against Varvatos himself. After the mysterious Demon Lord declares war, Varvatos gathers his strongest commanders and allies for an emergency meeting. Varvatos announces that the Demon Lord can no longer be ignored and must be eliminated. Later that night, while alone in Lydia's mansion, suddenly, the Demon Lord appears before him. Instead of attacking, he reveals a shocking truth. The Demon Lord is actually another version of Ard from a different timeline. Calling himself Disaster Rogue, he explains that he was also sent into the past by the mysterious god. However, unlike Ard, he failed to protect the people he cared about. After losing everything, he became consumed by regret and dedicated his existence to saving Lydia from the fate that originally awaited her. The following morning, Ard joins everyone for breakfast. Before arriving, he asks Latimer what she would do if Lydia's life were in danger. Without hesitation, she replies that she would gladly sacrifice her own life to save her master. Soon afterward, Lydia drags Ard away to spend the day together. What starts as a casual outing quickly turns into an argument as the two clash over their beliefs. When the day of war arrives, Varvatos' army and the Demon Lord's forces collide in a massive clash. Amid the chaos, Ard finally meets Disaster Rogue again and gives his answer. He refuses. Ard declares that saving Lydia against her wishes would only betray everything she stands for. Amused by Ard's conviction, Disaster Rogue accepts his answer and challenges him to battle. The two versions of Ard begin an incredible fight. Their powers are nearly identical, making it impossible for either side to gain an advantage. As the final battle begins, Ginny and Irina are frustrated that Ard once again left them behind to fight alone. Their disappointment is interrupted when Latimer arrives carrying an urgent message from Ard. She tells them that Ard wants them to leave Lydia's mansion immediately and follow her into the forest. Trusting Ard's judgment, the two girls follow Latima deep into the woods. Latima reveals that she has been working for the Demon Lord all along. The vessel was merely bait to lure the girls into an ambush. At the battlefield, Disaster Rogue confronts Ard and offers him one final deal. If Ard joins his side, he promises not to harm Ginny and Irina. Disaster Rogue insists that he personally has no desire to kill them, but once Varvatos' army reaches the castle, he cannot guarantee their safety. Fortunately, Ginny and Irina manage to escape before the trap fully closes. Enraged, Latima summons demons and monsters to eliminate them. Just when things seem hopeless, Lydia arrives. With overwhelming force, Lydia destroys the vessel that was maintaining Disaster Rogue's immortality. Lydia completely ruins Disaster Rogue's final plan. Back on the battlefield, Disaster Rogue realizes he has lost his greatest advantage. Furious and desperate, he abandons all attempts at negotiation and attacks Ard with everything he has. Ard tries one last time to reason with him, but Disaster Rogue refuses to listen. The two versions of Ard engage in their final clash, a battle between two men carrying the same regrets but choosing different paths. In the end, Ard emerges victorious. The trio then finds themselves back in the mysterious white void, where they meet the so-called God once more. He thanks Ard for eliminating the anomaly that threatened reality. Ard, however, remains suspicious and asks who he truly is. The God only smiles and claims that he is Ard's ally.